Gas, aka Toka 2. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Hey, Blake, where you at?
Yeah, I've been here harassing boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting up fights on the table. Calling that Boston since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. I'm the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shut up, Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toka 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the Pika. Little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Mad Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sandals. Just pass me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Hey, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames.
Turn the lights up a little bit.
Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this a fight game. Don't beat on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed.
We'll see if anybody comes in here to
Hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
My man 150 wrote that song for me. And let's see if we can get a little funky jazz going in the background here. There we go. I hope that's not too loud. And welcome, man. This is your old boy, Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. Getting ready for some trivia on Sunday evening. Memorial Day weekend. Here's it to the fallen soldiers. Get a little buzz on going first, man. See if anybody even comes in to play the game. And I just so happen to have a strain called Super Buff. Super Boof. B-O-O-F. Anybody ever heard of that one? Kind of a new one to me. Get that music down a little bit. I don't want that to override our show here. We got to keep this professional at all times. Thanks to my co-producer. And we are going live on YouTube and Facebook this evening. We're going to be talking about boxes in the law. I fought the law and the law won. Well, let's get the little buzz on, see if anybody comes on in. We'll speak on the boxing that we had this weekend. We had a decent weekend of boxing as far as I could see. There'll be the fights from Jolly Old England, Moses Atuma. Here we go. My man Daniel Berry, always showing support, bro. Thank you for coming by, bro. Appreciate it.
You develop your dreams.
The strain is called Super Boof.
And make it
I have it fortified with a little bit of crumble to keep it nice. And getting ready to play some trivia. Boxers in the law, the boxers who've been to jail, the boxers who've been arrested, the boxers who've been accused. Boxers are no angels, as I said in the preview. We'll see if anybody rolls on in. Keep the buzz cooking.
You found a way down. Careful who you're out of line. Cause you get your picture through. Don't wait till some say, because it's you, y'all.
Excellent flavor. Hey, my brother, straight to the point, man. Good to see you, man. Long time no see, bro. Hope you're doing well. Thank you much for stopping in, man. We talk a little bit about boxing till a few souls roll in here, and I can play some trivia. So shout out to first my brother Blood Boxing made this tumbler for me. Fistiana Fights and Blood Boxing. This has got Marvin Hagler, who celebrated, who we would have celebrated his 71st birthday yesterday. Marvin Hagler, excuse me, 2 days ago. Marvin Hagler, born in 1954, the same year that I was born in. So shout out to Marvin Hagler. Then yesterday we had the birthday of Macho Camacho. And looking into the rich history of boxing, today is the 60th anniversary of the Phantom Punch. Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston in Lewiston, Maine. My dad was at that fight. That was one of the most bizarre. Blanco, how we doing? Salute to you. Salute, salute. That was one of the most controversial heavyweight fights in history. My friend Paul Gallagher, he wrote a big story on Sonny Liston. Oh, let me finish this story here, and then we'll talk a little bit about that fight, man. But so I don't lose my train of thought. 60 years ago, the rematch with Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston. Ali defeated the dangerous, the scary, the big bear, Sonny Liston. And then this was the rematch. It was supposed to be held at the Boston Garden, but Ali converted to Muslim, becoming a Muslim, and that scared a lot of people. And it scared the people in Boston. They said, "Oh no, we hear there's going to be snipers. We hear there's going to be all kind of bad things going on." And Muhammad Ali's a black Muslim. What did they call them back then? Black Muslims. And people were scared. They didn't know what the hell a black Muslim was. So they canceled the fight in Boston, banned in Boston. That might have been where they got the term. And then they were looking for a place to show it. Nobody wanted to touch the fight. And they found an obscure arena, an old hockey arena, up in Lewiston, Maine, which is only about 100 miles from where I'm sitting right now. And my dad and a couple of his crazy friends, they took a ride up there, and he told me he was in the bathroom taking a leak before the fight started, and the fight was over before he got back to his seat. And he didn't like Ali after that, man. That was a little yin-yang that we had. Muhammad Ali's always been my man, and my dad didn't like him, so that was like a little internal thing that we had going on. But man, 60 years ago today, unbelievable. And I remember it's how time flies. Woo. And then also today, man, today is the day that and if any of you remember Carlos Monzon. Well, Carlos Monzon, he was stripped of his title. He was stripped of the WBC. Hey, there's my brother Lars Punch Out, man. Salute. Salute to you, brother. Carlos Monzon was stripped of his WBC title because he wouldn't fight Rodrigo Valdez right away. And so on this day, Rodrigo Valdez fought Benny Briscoe for the vacant title. Rodrigo Valdez won it. He defended it a few times against some pretty heavy hitters back in the day. Tony Licata. Like I said, man, those were the days of the middleweights. And he eventually did fight Carlos Monzon in 1974. And I remember that. I had a hangover. I was laying on my aunt's couch and watching it on My World of Sports from Monte Carlo. And Monzon regained the title. And Monzon, he was the ultimate middleweight. Everybody says Monzon and Hagler, what a fight that would be. But that's another thing that happened on this day, man, May 25th. And another thing that happened on this day, one of my favorite boxers of all time, the legendary Matthew Saad Muhammad. He passed away 11 years ago on this day. And if you want to watch action fights at light heavyweight, you go watch any of Matthew Saad Muhammad's fights, especially the fights with Yaki Lopez. I mean, his fights with John Conti. He just had an amazing. This was a guy who came back from the brink of defeat. Literally, you had a referee stop this fight. Nope. Saad Muhammad bit the freaking mouthpiece, and he came back, and he was just a glorious light heavyweight. I mean, the man was adopted as a homeless child. Nah, Lars, baby. This bro, opinions in boxing, and I didn't even think we had a difference of opinion, man. But Moses Atami, he's a young kid. He's 20 years old. I want to see him. I like his style. I think he's got a real sharp mind for boxing. He took a punch. He set back. He just has these instincts, and he's only 20 years old. He's got a long way to go. I want to see him step into the fire. I want to see him against these young heavyweights, Richard Torres. I want to see him against the dude who beat Torres in the amateurs. But Lars, man, this is why I love boxing, because it's all settled in the ring. It ain't settled. We're not gonna go back and forth, because personally, I don't give a shit. I don't care what he does. I don't care if he falls flat on his face and flops the first major test he gets. And Bakoli was sitting at ringside, and I can see Turki Al-Sheikh rigging this match to come together, man. You know, Bakoli stepped in and he got beat, but he made some fighting the unbeaten Big Baby Anderson. He got 2 big fights off that, and he didn't look so good. But anyway, he made his name. It's firmly implanted in the ratings. So Bakoli is in there, but Bakoli needs some spark. And Atuma, he's got to get somebody in that top 25. That would be a great fight, man. Both of these guys would be putting it on the line, and especially in Great Britain, that would be an incredible fight. But man, I just love the action that's going on. And Lars, bro, I thank you so much for coming in here and straight to the point. Bud and Canelo. Now, see, I was watching Canelo's previous performance, the William Skull fight, and I said, man, Bud would have a field day with this guy. Bud will make it look easy. But see, before that, I always respected weight classes, especially that jump between 147 and 168. 160 and 168 is even more of a jump. And it's going to be an amazing fight, I think, because after watching Josh Taylor yesterday against that dude, what was his name, man? He had a funny name, but he was a legit welterweight. And Josh Taylor isn't. Josh Taylor's coming up from 140. And Josh Taylor's punches didn't have any effect on this dude. Echo. Josh Taylor's punch didn't have any effect on him. And he was walking through the punches. And I'm looking at that and I'm saying, damn, I can see Bud bouncing those punches off Canelo. And nothing's happening. And for the first 4 or 5 rounds, Echo was having a field day. And then Taylor was having a field day, but then those punches weren't effective. And Echo started throwing him, and he got that fight so close, and he upset Taylor. And then I'm looking, I'm saying, man, could that happen with Bud and Canelo? So many variables. That's why this fight is going to be such a great fight that I can't wait to see it. Because now after watching that, I'm starting to respect weight classes. I remember talking to my friend Marlon Starling. And Marlon Starling, he was a great welterweight. Bud and Marlon Starling, that would be a fight. But anyway, Marlon Starling moved up, and he fought Michael second to none. Michael second to none. He was considered pound for pound back in the day. He was beating everybody. They had to get a welterweight up there to fight him. So, and Marlon said, man, my punches weren't affecting him. So I had to just use my defense and stay out of the way. And they went to, I think it was a 12 round. Might have even been 15, but it was a 12 rounder. None won a unanimous decision. And I'm just looking at that and I'm thinking, man, they make weight classes for a reason. We tend to blow them off by putting our better fighters in there. But weight classes are made for a reason. So, man, I don't know. I'm leaning toward Bud with his skills and the declining of Canelo. But, man, anything can happen in that ring. My brother Skywalker, there he is, man. Blanco says jumping too high is going up to be naturally gifted to perform at that level. Yeah, Bud is definitely going to have to be naturally gifted to perform at that level. See, that's the thing. It's going to be possibly a chess match where Bud he'll have a lot more speed. I think the reflexes are there. And, you know, Bud's got that power, but at that lighter weight, at that 147, even at 154,
Yes,
he didn't
correct.
overwhelm his last opponent, man. And
I'm not sure if y'all here to see
this
the
is
band or the,
this is
the
why I
wish
love
Tim a happy
boxing.
birthday.
Anything
But
could happen,
if you're here
and
to see
probably
us,
will.
great. But also we should wish Tim a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Tim!
And happy birthday, man.
Right about now, we're gonna bring one of our friends up. We have a whole bunch of guys.
But Saad Muhammad, if you haven't seen him fight, you're cheating yourself.
It's gonna be some fun night. It's gonna be a wonderful night. This organization is Chris
And I like to start this game. I don't like to just hang around. I love
keyboards.
hanging around and talking
And I'll take Mr. Randall
boxing.
Weber back there on drums.
But
Yeah, you're right. We're gonna welcome to the stage Mr. Brad Walker on the tenor saxophone.
I did want to start the game a little bit. And it's going to be about boxers and the law.
We're gonna play something else for you. We've been seeing.
But I do have this. I got this weed, Skywalker. It's called Super Boof.
I'm following this. I swear.
It's a balanced hybrid. And I've fortified it with this platinum blonde crumble that I have. And man, it's beginning to take its effect. I haven't done any bongs since I started, since yesterday. First one's today when I got this going. I'm listening to George Porter, Super Boof. Yes, Skywalker. Check it out, man. It's about 30% or higher. And you know how they say what they do? You look at like the sites like All Bud and Flower Inc., flower.com. But anyway, they have they tell you what they're good for. Some will say may help depression, may help pain, may help fatigue. This one says one of the things on there is may help gastrointestinal disorders. So I'm saying that's a good thing for the herb to do. Hey, there's my brother. Boxing conversation with Reggie Owens, man. I always go check out Reggie, bro. Reggie always puts a smile on my face, makes me think. Reggie knows what's going on, man. He's very, very socially aware, and especially in this environment, you know, I tend to laugh it off because in fact, I don't think there's much we can do but ride out 4 years and make it and try to land as healthy and as on our feet as we can. But man, I'll tell you, it's a zoo out there, man. Our rights are being stripped on all different fronts. It's like something I never thought I'd see. And you know, it makes you realize what freedom is all about. And man, I'll tell you, they're taking more and more of our freedoms away. We're losing it by the day. We're losing our rights, socially, economically. It's a sad day out there as far as that's concerned. But then we try to stick with this, get a little bit of boxing trivia in here to get our train of thoughts going, man. The real Bud that will KO Canelo is a Super Boof. Yes, sir, Marco. Let me start this a little bit here, man. We'll get we'll resume it. Be a 2-minute countdown. And then we're going to talk about, hey, technique, brother, salute. We're going to talk about the run-ins that boxers have had with the law. I'm going to start it off with a simple one. And the winner of this, if you stick around, whoever gets the most correct answers, I send them some of my homemade gummies. They kick ass. The only problem is, in the summer, they melt. So I got to figure out a better way to ship them because they don't they like the refrigeration. Hey, Low Clarity, brother. Long time, man. Good to see you in here. Appreciate you stopping in. Thomas Hill, my brother. Always a pleasure, my man. Always a pleasure. Now we got some boxing minds in here. Now the tables are turned. See, some of these ham and eggers, they come in here and they think they can shoot right under the radar, answer the easy questions when nobody's hanging around. At the end, they're in here for 30, 40 questions, and they think they're going to win them gummies. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing some people in here that have half a brain, because that's what you need with a contest like this. Boxers who have fought the law. And like they said, I fought the law and the law won. And that's what usually happens. And you're going to see in this trivia contest, trivia game, you will be educated. I guarantee you that. And you will be entertained. And what's more, if you win it, you get a surprise package in the mail. So anyway, we got about 30 seconds to go. You get time to go to the bathroom, do a couple of tokes, do a shot, whatever makes your boat float. And Texas took a bad one. Texas is going backwards, man. They're outlawing any forms of, they're outlawing cannabis now. You're not going to be able to buy the THC anymore, man. It's only going to be medical. The country is going down the fucking tubes. Which boxer was convicted of rape in 1992 and served 3 years in prison? 1 was it Mike Tyson, 2 was it Lennox Lewis, 3 was it George Foreman, or 4 was it Evander Holyfield? We start them off on the easy ones. Anybody gets this one wrong, using the wrong contest. Please hit that thumbs up. 100%, low clarity. At least somebody's playing the game in here. Next question will be coming right up, and this is all scientifically computed. Who was the fighter Panama Lewis was accused of taking the padding from his gloves against Billy Collins? You remember that one, man? 1 was it Tyson Fury, 2 was it Louis Resto, 3 Antonio Margarito, or 4 Aaron Pryor. The fighter Panama Lewis was accused of taking the padding from his gloves way before Glovegate. Who was it? Hey, FCO, bro. Sorry about them Texas laws getting shot down, brother. Panama Lewis, man, he was one of the bad guys in boxing. Had an amazing boxing brain, but he cut every corner, win at all costs. People like that we don't need in this sport. But anyway, this dude did time in jail. 100% remember this one, man. Louis Resto. There's a special on it you can go see. You can catch it on YouTube. It's an HBO special. Real interesting. Which boxer was involved in a fatal street fight in 1982, leading to manslaughter charges? Remember the year. 1 was it Tony Ayala Jr., 2 was it Ray Mancini, 3 was it Randall Tex Cobb, or 4 was it Mitch Green? Involved in a fatal street brawl and got slapped with manslaughter charges. See, I told you this wasn't going to be too easy today. Usually I get the real simple ones. And guys like FCO, they come in here and blow the fucking contest away. Nobody got this one. Randall Tex Cobb got into a street brawl, charged with manslaughter. Which boxer was sentenced to 35 years for multiple sexual assaults in the early 2000s? 1 was it Zab Judah, 2 was it Tony Ayala Jr., 3 was it Hector Camacho, or 4 was it Aaron Pryor? This would be the ruining of a career. This guy was more animal than man. What a fighter in the ring. Oh, after he knocked you out, he spit on you. Maybe he belongs in jail. He's dead now. He passed away. He was released for some reason. He got out early and he fought again. He got knocked out and we didn't hear much about him. But the correct answer, Tony Ayala Jr., FCO and Reggie right in there on that one, man. Next question coming up.
Well, we're in the original podcast.
What did Dwight Mohammed Kwawi serve prison time for? The legendary light heavyweight. 1, was it manslaughter? 2, was it drug dealing? 3, domestic violence? Or 4, armed robbery? Dwight Mohammed Kwawi.
Set it up. It's it.
This band, man, George Porter Trio, they're playing right now down at the Maple Leaf Bar down on Bourbon Street. And, man, they kick ass. I get away with playing them, Reggie, without getting copyright strikes here, man. Armed robbery, Dwight Mohammed Kwawi. He served time in Rahway, and he went back to Rahway to fight James Scott. Pay attention, this might be included in the quiz as we go on. But armed robbery, FCO and Reggie got that one right. Drug dealing, I would have guessed that one too. Which former world champion served nearly 5 years for armed robbery before turning pro? 1, was it Shane Mosley? 2, Roy Jones Jr. 3, Oscar De La Hoya. Or 4, Bernard Hopkins? Oh, yeah. The altitude's rising now. Who served 5 years in the joint before they became a well-seasoned pro? Everybody knows this. But we keep them going. Question number 7. Which heavyweight contender fought Mike Tyson and later sued him over a street brawl? 1, was it Trevor Berbick? 2, was it Tony Tucker? 3, was it Mitch Green? Or 4, was it Frank Bruno? I think my wife's already in bed. She changes my bong for me whenever I ask her to when I'm doing a contest over here. So I have to put it on pause, but I think she's already in bed. I think I already knocked her out for the night. And who was it, man? Which heavyweight contender fought Tyson, then later sued his ass? Didn't get any dough, though. They threw it out of court. Was it Berbick, Tucker, Green, or Bruno? Hey, Vaughn, man. Salute, bro. I didn't see you stop in. Mitch Blood Green. I met Mitch Blood Green a couple of years ago down in Pennsylvania. Oh, he's rough shape, man. But when you shake his hands, he don't let go. He's like a fucking happy guy, man. But he's. Let me put this on pause here so I can get my conscience, get myself together here, because when I start talking about meeting these guys, I always get emotional, man. Because meeting Mitch Blood Green for the first time was kind of mind blowing. He had to get a ride back to New York City, man. Tim Witherspoon took him, and me and Mad Chad were driving behind, and just meeting this guy. And seeing these cats when they were younger, that's when we saw them. That's when they were the heroes. When you meet these guys today, what a toll this sport takes on these guys. But anyway, let me resume the game here. This top light heavyweight fought and beat several top contenders in jail while doing a bid for murder at Rahway State Prison. Who was it? 1, was it Tony Ayala? 2, was it James Scott? 3, was it Eddie Mustafa Muhammad? Or 4, was it Bernard Hopkins? Polls are closed. Get your answer in there. The correct answer, James Scott. 100%, man. I mean, if living through this cat, this was live on ABC's Wide World of Sports. CBS Sports Spectacular. They would go inside the prison. They show you the cells. They used to have the special before the fight. And this sucker, man, James Scott, the first guy that came in there was Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. He was the #1 light heavyweight contender. He got beat by James Scott. So everybody's like, whoa, who is this guy? And they're looking for, you think there's an angle right now, fights in Times Square, fights at Alcatraz. This was going into fucking high security, populated prison, man. And man, James the Bull Martin went in there, and he and there were a couple of them. Alvaro Yaqui Lopez went in there. They were going in there and they were making good money, and James Scott is winning, and they wouldn't give him a title shot because the champ at the time, it was I think it was Matthew Saad Muhammad, and he wasn't going behind bars for a fight. But it was crazy, man. It was one of the times in boxing you had to be there. But 100% got this one. James Scott, man, shout out to this crazy fucking James Scott. Next question. Who was in prison for killing his wife in 1988 but maintained his innocence until he was paroled? One, was it Wilfred Benitez? Two, was it Roberto Duran? Three, was it Julio Cesar Chavez? Or four, was it Carlos Monzon? I don't even think they let you box in prison anymore. Reggie with the 5. Like King Kong Bundy. Not a 3 count, a 5 count. 5. And this was another one, man. He threw his wife out a fucking 5-story window or something like that, man. Crazy. Carlos Monzon. 100%. One of the greatest middleweights of all time, but these fighters, see, the great fighters, they have something in them. And the real great ones, they can turn it on and shut it off. But the ones that aren't psychologically balanced, they have a tough time living society. Yeah, I think he did, Reggie. I knew he went to jail for killing his wife, and then I think he killed some other one, threw her out a window. I don't know exactly, man. But getting back to the game, this multi-weight champion was shot in his car in Puerto Rico in an apparent drug deal gone wrong. He had his birthday yesterday too. Who was it? One, was it Wilfredo Gomez? 2, Miguel Cotto. 3, Hector Camacho. 4, Felix Trinidad. And they showed the picture, man. This only happened 10 years ago or something like that. It was, years go by fast now, but on the news they showed the car with the bags all across it. Hector Macho Camacho. Murder in a drug deal going wrong. Let's check out the leaderboard here, man. We got 3 guys playing. We got FCO, 8 correct. Reggie is with him with 6 correct. And Vaughn with 2, man. Blanco's got 2. Low Clarity with 1. Let's get some people in here, man. This is serious boxing trivia. We have to find new questions on a weekly basis, keep it exciting, interesting, and get the best prizes for you. Which boxer was charged with domestic violence multiple times in the 2000s and 2010s, even serving time in jail? 1, was it Timothy Bradley? 2, was it Terrence Crawford? 3, was it Floyd Mayweather Jr.? Or 4, was it Andre Ward? I'll tell you, FCO, I gotta find new stuff. You know it, bro. You're a regular. I can't be repeating myself. That's Bush League. I gotta find new questions, and it's hard doing it, bro. Believe me, I'm all over Google. I'm fucking looking at records, looking at newspaper clippings. I gotta find police reports and shit like that. It's hard to find this stuff, and I knew I'd stump cats like you when you come in there, because it's some stuff that the average cat knows. This one, of course, we're going to know this one. Reggie Owens hitting that button first. FCO right on him, 100% got this one, and anybody else in there. Only shows the first 2. Who was accused of fixing fights and associating with organized crime in the 1950s? 1, was it Sugar Ray Robinson? 2, Rocky Marciano. 3, Jake LaMotta. 4, Gene Fullmer.
We don't have to do it though. We can switch it out. Let's switch it. Let's do it. Oh, Christy, he'll do it. So Chris is going to do. Michael usually sings this song. But
The correct
I
answer,
know, bro.
as you all know,
Michael's not happy.
the
about
Raging
this
Bull
song,
himself,
You know, I don't know, bro.
outweighed
Michael
Sugar Ray
may have to
Robinson by
like this.
15 pounds when he fought him almost every time, by at least 15 pounds. 67% got this one right. Oh no, Marciano, he was like a Boy Scout. They say his managers were crooked and everything else, but he supposedly wasn't. Which boxer fatally injured opponent Dooku Kim in a match that changed boxing rules forever? 1, was it Thomas Hearns? 2, was it Ray Mancini? 3, Alexis Aguayo? Or 4, Aaron Pryor? My man Skywalker back in here.
Well, now is the time for all good men to get together with one another. Iron out the problems and iron out the
There's a man. See, I can't highlight comments here, but see, Skywalker, his uncle, the legendary Bobby Chacon, who had some run-ins with the law himself. But the correct answer, as we all know, Ray Boom Boom Mancini, 100% got this one right. I got 50 questions here, so it's a lot of them, man. So I appreciate anybody who's sticking around for more than 5 minutes or 2 minutes. What crime was Jack Johnson convicted of? 1, was it sexual assault? 2, was it auto theft? 3, was it violating the Mann Act? Or 4, was it drunk driving? I'm gonna have to put some clean bong water in my bong after this next hit. This thing is getting a little on the grungy side. And water is the filter of everything, man. The bong smoke filters, keeps my liver and everything running nice and clean. But anyway, Jack Johnson, man. Violating the Mann Act. There we go. The Mann Act, what is it? Bringing women across state lines for the purpose of sexual conduct. And it was a bad thing back in the day. Who was arrested in 1996 for carrying a concealed weapon without a permit? 1, was it Tommy Morrison? 2, was it Riddick Bowe? 3, was it Lennox Lewis? Or 4, was it David Tua? Carrying a concealed weapon without a permit. This was all over the boxing magazines back in the day. That guitar player, that's Chris Atkins. It was Riddick Bowe, by the way. But the guitar player, this cat's Chris Atkins, and this guy is good, man. He's from that Larry Coryell school. Which boxer sucker punched Richard Grant post-fight, leading to assault charges? 1, was it Kelly Pavlik? 2, was it James Butler? 3, was it Glenn Johnson? Or 4, was it Alex Ramos? And this was big. This was live on ESPN. And the cops came in the ring and arrested him. I mean, this was fucking, whew. This was a bad day for boxing, but interesting to be there, man. But anyway, and this guy's got another story. I'm sure he's probably going to be mentioned later on in our quiz. Sucker punched Richard the Alien Grant, knocked him out, broke his jaw. After they took the gloves off, and he had the tape. His hands were wrapped in the gauze and the tape. That's like fucking plaster of Paris. 100% got this one right. All I call you cats the new historians out there, man. The guys who live it and remember it. Which fighter tested positive for cocaine multiple times? Some say derailing his career. 1, was it Shane Mosley? 2, Pernell Whitaker. 3, Felix Trinidad. Or 4, Diego Corrales. Hey. The old lady's watching the show. She heard me. I got a clean bong. Look at that. Surgically clean. Reggie, that could be a question down the line, man. Don't give the answers away. But who tested positive? Some say ruined his career. Colonel Sweet Pea Whitaker tested positive a bunch of times, man. Diego Corrales, he's another one. Pay attention to the quiz. He might be in here too. Which heavyweight champion did time for first-degree robbery and larceny? Which heavyweight champion did time for first-degree robbery and larceny? 1 was it Sonny Liston, 2 was it Ken Norton, 3 was it Joe Frazier, or 4 was it Ernie Terrell? Hey, Vaughn, I got a lot of mind memory too in it shit, bro. I probably got twice as much as you in there. You know what you gotta do, man? I take this supplement. It's called Cadmium. Let me put it on pause. The correct answer is Sonny Liston. 100%.
Feel good that we're gonna sleep well.
I take this nutritional supplement. It's called Cadmium. It's silk protein, right? Let me show it to
You
you.
will reach back in the book.
It's one of those memory enhancers, but it only contains one ingredient, and that ingredient is silk protein. And silk protein doesn't have any stimulants in it. Like a lot of those have cayenne, and they got the jellyfish fucking the Provigen, you know. But this has got silk protein. Silk protein is the most studied supplement for memory enhancement to keep up to ward off Alzheimer's, and it's also carcinogenic. It's all anti-carcinogenic. It's anti-carcinogenic, and I don't know if it works or not, but I've been taking it for a couple of years. Take 2 pills a day, and see, man, this is your brain with it. This is your brain without it. And anyway, my wife doesn't yell at me too much if I buy it, and this you might want to try it, because the worst thing you want to do is lose your freaking mind. I see a lot of my friends now. They can't remember shit. And we don't want that to happen. But 100% on this one, Sonny Liston. Let's get to the next question. Question number 19, as we're circling around here in this game. This former heavyweight champion was convicted for sexually assaulting and beating his children's babysitter. 1 was it Trevor Berbick, 2 was it Mike Tyson, 3 was it Lennox Lewis, or 4 is it George Foreman? This is a sad case too. You do some research on this guy. Something blew his mind, man. And he only did like 5 years. He got deported. He came back in the country. He got deported again. I mean, this guy was Donald Trump would have had him on the fucking payroll. But who was it? 100% got this one, man. Trevor Berbick. Bianco. Or is it Blanco? I'm sorry, man. I don't have my glasses on. Which controversial boxer was stripped of his license after reportedly testing positive for HIV? 1 was it Tommy Morrison, 2 Ray Mercer, 3 Buster Douglas, 4 Andrew Galata. Another simple one.
Money don't want me a thing. I just kiss my baby.
Imagine my wife changing my bond for me, giving me a clean one. That, my friend, is a keeper. Tommy Morrison, 100%. All right, we're going to pause the game right now, and it's on the leaderboard once again. That's after 20 questions. FCO, I'm going to have to handicap him because he just come in here and just kind of blows the games apart. Reggie's in second place. Vaughn is in third place. Bronco is still hanging in here, man. Skywalker, Low Clarity. Anybody else is probably watching, probably afraid to play because they're so fucking hard, man. This ain't no easy game. Let's get to the next question. Question number 21. This boxer was charged with manslaughter after his fight with Frankie Campbell in 1930, but the charges were later dropped. One was it Primo Carnera, two was it Max Baer, three was it Jack Sharkey, or four was it Jack Dempsey. Look at this one, man. I see we got some. I see FCO, Reggie, man, both of you guys got that boxing history in you, man. We're not just going to talk about boxing after Floyd. People don't understand. A lot of good shit happened back in the Depression days, which we might be headed for. So make sure you get some money put away, preferably gold. Max Baer, 100%. Yeah. Which heavyweight was known for erratic behavior and had a breakdown in the ring versus Lennox Lewis? One was it Oliver McCall, two was it Michael Grant, three was it Corey Sanders, or four was it Andrew Galata? Drink a lot of water, man. Real important. If you forget it, try to remember it. Don't grab a Coke, don't grab a Pepsi, don't grab a Mountain Dew. Iced coffee, that's all bullshit. Water, because your body breaks down everything you put inside of it to get to the water. And the Lord knows there's enough freaking things that are put in processed foods that you eat that your body has to deal with. Give it clean, fresh water to flush everything. This former 2-division champion was found hung in his cell after being accused of killing his wife. One was it Ricardo Mayorga, two was it Edwin Valero, three was it Diego Corrales, or four was it Arturo Gatti. Hey Reggie, I preach nutritional advice as I smoke my brains out up here. Edwin Valero, man. You look at his record, like what did he get? His first, I think he had the record for the most consecutive knockouts. But they're all bums. All the guys that he fought were like real bums, 3 and 28 records, stuff like that. This former Mike Tyson opponent was sentenced to 105 years without parole for armed robbery, attempted carjacking, and attempted murder of a police officer. One was it Reggie Gross, two was it Olin Norris, three is it Jesse Ferguson, or four is it Clifford Etienne. And this is this. When I read this one, I said, whoa. I remember the fight. And I remember the fighter fighting. He was like he was pretty good. Not that good, pretty good. From down to Louisiana. 100% got this one, man. Clifford Etienne. Reggie, the first guy on the button.
Just my baby, just my baby, just my baby.
Was indicted for money laundering and racketeering in the 1990s. One was it Lou DiBella, two was it Don King, three was it Bob Arum, or four was it Al Heyman. Which one? Another easy one here. And so we got to get a bigger audience here, get some competition. Because There's some of these questions are easy for people who know their shit in here, but a lot of cats would say, huh? An easy one like this is keeps them coming back for more because everybody get this one right. This is one of those, if you don't get this one right, man. This boxer was stabbed several times and shot at least once in her torso and left for dead by her husband. One was at Lucia Riker, 2 was at Layla Ali, 3 was at Christy Martin, or 4 was at Ann Wolfe. This is an interesting story too, man. Unbelievable. Stabbed several times, shot at least once in her torso, and left for dead by her husband. Reggie, I know why you're not married, bro. Christy Martin, the coal miner's daughter. FCO, bro. I heard about it, but I didn't hear the detail of it. I knew she was fucked. I knew her husband tried to kill her, but then when I started reading about it, which boxer was jailed for stabbing his brother outside a bar in 2003? Another one, man. 1 was at Shannon Briggs, 2 was at Paul Spatafiora, 3 is at Michael Grant, or 4 is at Calvin Brock. This is one of those things, man. Nobody was on the internet back then. You had to read it in one of the old chat rooms, one of the old Boxing 24 chat rooms or something. But you cats know. 100% Paul Spatafiora. I think he was on one of Drew's shows, wasn't he? Got to get him on a legit show here. Next question. Which fighter was accused of sexual harassment by multiple women in the 90s? 1, Roy Jones Jr., 2, Oscar De La Hoya, 3, Mike Tyson, or 4, James Toney.
Don't want to be afraid to say your love. When I walk, can't be found in the sea. I got to get my name up tonight. I got to get my name up tonight. I got to get my name up tonight. I got to get my name up tonight.
100% with this one. He was arrested for impersonating a police officer at a traffic stop in 2002. He got pulled over, he impersonated a cop, and he really got in trouble. 1 was at Jermaine Taylor, 2, Chad Dawson, 3, Antonio Tarver, or 4, Andrew Galata. Correct answer. Nobody got this one. The computer wins. Andrew Galata. Crazy as he is. I wonder what the hell he's up to these days. This boxer was convicted of kidnapping his estranged wife and children in 1998, resulting in an 18-month prison sentence. 1 was at Riddick Bowe, 2, Ray Mercer, 3, Larry Holmes, or 4, Fernando Vargas. Another guy that I met him before. I texted him on his birthday. You get into this stuff and you read more about them and you say, wow. Who was it?
Riddick
Bowe, 100%. Riddick Big Daddy Bowe. Next question. Question number 31. Oh, wait a minute, man. 31. We get on to 30. I gotta display the leaderboard. It's part of my thing over here. FCO is kicking ass over here, but Reggie's right on his nuts by he's 22, only 4 off. We still got 30 questions to go. This could be a 2-man race here. Well, Blanco's not giving him no fucking he's not giving up over here, man. Vaughn, Skywalker, Low Clarity. Anybody else? Anybody over on Facebook? I don't see anybody. Oh well. But anyway, let's resume this game. Get to the question number 31. We got the 30s, the 40s to go. 20 more questions. Which boxer murdered sports writer Sam Kellerman, Max's brother, in 2004? You know Reggie's going to get that one because he already said it earlier. 1 was it Jermaine Taylor, 2 Jeff Lacey, 3 James Green, or 4 James Butler. See, I told you, bro. I told you that what you said was going to be in the quiz, because that's like that's big when you talk about boxers and the law. You gotta talk about that crazy bastard. You know, they let him in sleeping on his couch and everything, and all of a sudden he fucking. What did he do? Did he shoot him or did he fucking bust him in the head or something? Some fucking ghoulish thing. But
there's one back there with the beer up in the air.
James Butler.
Damn, Tim, you got a lot of help tonight, bro.
Dude couldn't stay out of trouble.
Whoa. Well, how many?
Next one. What did Mike Tyson try to give a cop when he was stopped for a minor road accident? 1 was it his WBC championship belt. 2 was it a bad beating. 3 was it $1 million, or 4 was it a Bentley convertible? This is when he was married to Robin Gibbons. Oh yeah, head rush time. And this made the national news. How we used to get our news at night at 6 o'clock. Tyson getting in an accident, trying to give the cop his freaking Bentley convertible. Crazy ass shit, man. Which boxer was arrested for DWI and hit and run in 2020? 1 was Teofimo Lopez, 2 Ryan Garcia, 3 Errol Spence Jr., 4 Devin Haney. And this was in a fiery crash. We all saw it with the way life is now. I don't care where you are. You see those cats in New Orleans? The escapees, they had cameras on them when they were walking through the French Quarter. It's amazing how we're all on camera these days. We gotta watch out. You don't want to pick your nose in public, man. Somebody's gonna see it and put it on the internet. You gotta be real careful. Everything you do in 2025, somebody's watching, somebody's recording it, and they can bring it up, and it's almost scary, but his big brother is watching. Errol Spence Jr. Lucky he didn't lose his life in that one, and I don't think he's ever been the same, man. But 100% got that one. Amazing, Errol Spence Jr. Is he still gonna fight again, man? It's a big question. We hear about it. Hey, there's my bro Traveling Fools. He does a freaking trivia later on, I think tonight or not. Maybe not, but he does a good one over there. Does the best one. Which boxer was found guilty of intentionally crashing into another vehicle and leaving the scene in 2020? 1 was it Keith Thurman, 2 was it Gervonta Davis, 3 was it Danny Garcia, or 4 was it Adrian Broner? He does one over there. Once in a while there'll be some boxing in there, but this is like movies, music, general stuff. Stuff that cats like us, we got boxing gloves for brains. So it's tough being a freaking hardcore fan. I'll tell you, man, it's tough. But who was found guilty of intentionally crashing his vehicle and leaving the scene of an accident? 100%. The crazy ass Tank Davis. Want to fight Jake Paul? You know, last night there was like nothing going on. There was no boxing on. I went over, I put it on channel 10, you know, internet, I don't have any regular TV, but NBC, regular NBC TV, they're showing primetime WWE wrestling. And I said, oh shit, man. And they had Jake Paul's brother, what's his name, Logan Paul against Jey Uso, who's one of the world titleists now. They had John Cena, who I used to watch when I was watching wrestling like 6-7 years ago. Before I found the boxing community out here, I was watching a lot of pro wrestling, like Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night NXT. And John Cena, he was still wrestling R-Truth. And R-Truth is, last night, Cena's the champ again. He wrestled R-Truth, and it was like two old men in the ring. You could tell, man, the Bengay, the aches and the pains, they didn't do any of this stuff that these new young guys are doing. I mean, it was like fucking, like I said, two old men. They didn't want to hurt each other. But it was just funny to watch it, man. And then, what was the other match? There were three of them on. This was primetime NBC. So NBC must be pretty hot up if they're showing WWE on a Saturday night, you know? But it's what it is. There was no boxing on last night. Some nights, man, I got 3 fights going at the same time. I'm going out of my mind. I've got one on the big screen, one on the little screen, one on the laptop. It's fucked up. And last night, no fights on. We saw some, you know, some good kick-ass shit from Britain, from Scotland, man. We saw how Josh Taylor was ineffective at 147, and the dude that he fought, man, Yo-Yo or Echo, whatever they call him, he kind of walked through the punches, pulled an upset, and this guy is definitely not one of your top 10 welterweights. But my point is, man, he's just showing how a lot of these guys from 140 now they're all moving up to welterweight because they're saying too much competition at 140. Let me eat a little bit, loosen up. Let's go to freaking 147. Easy territory up there. They're all going there, and now there ain't no easy fights up there. Now now they're having what we call bottlenecking. Everybody jumped in at the same time. Keo's in there, Garcia's in there, Rolly's in there. All these fighters who fought at 140, they are now welterweights. And they're all going to have to fight each other, man. Devin Haney's in there. It's just, yeah, this weekend, that's going to be interesting, FCO. Seeing the return of Jamal Charlo fighting Cornflake and Caleb Plant. I don't even remember that cat's name, but you know, they're both fighting. They're supposed to be guaranteed wins, and then they're going to fight each other for that slap that happened 2 years ago. They really know how to milk these feuds in boxing. I think people might even have forgotten about it by now. But yeah, that's this weekend. You know, boxing there's so many fights going on. The Zone is just going on. I gotta shout out to Great Britain, man. They're giving us quantity and these fights that are, you know, only hardcores are watching them, but they turn out to be great fights, man. We just saw the Dave Allen and the fucking the Fisher, the Allen and Fisher heavyweight contest. Yeah, it's going to be all right. It was a barn burner, and even Taylor and Echo yesterday, that was interesting as hell. Let's see if Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo, let's see if those move up to the, you know, what they've been given to us in out of the UK, which to my time in the East Coast, 5 in the afternoon is great fight time, man. No problem. You can put them on late at night because the fucking It was a 140 fight that they had on last weekend too. What was the dude's name? He was I think he's from Barancek is in my head, but it's not Barancek. 154. Who am I trying to think of? And he fought last week in San Diego. And Boachuk, there we go. Thank you, FCO. The fight didn't start around here. It didn't start here till after 1 o'clock. And he's fighting Fox, I think. Who did he fight? He fought another guy who had like 17-3 with hardly any knockouts. Maybe his 5th loss. He does fight everybody, but I wasn't going to stay awake till 1:30 and watch that fight. I wasn't that hardcore. And I caught it anyway. It was right on YouTube the next morning. So first thing I did was watch it when I was wide awake, so I could pay attention. But anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about. But yeah, man, that Dave Allen knockout was brutal. It was, FCO. After watching it, it was a stinker. And I was glad I didn't stay awake because it would have put me to sleep and I would have spoiled it. So I was hoping for Boachuk. I like Boachuk. Boachuk knocks out people, but he couldn't handle is it Fox? Is that the dude's name? Mikhail Fox, I think it is. And he was like he didn't have any power to keep him away, but he had enough skills to tie him up and keep him off balance and not let Boachuk land anything clean. So it was a boring fight. It was a stinker, bro. It was definitely a stinker. But let me get back to this. Get to question number 35. A woman was awarded $830,000 when this boxer failed to show up for a lawsuit for alleged sexual assault. 1 was it Yordenis Ugas, 2 was it Sean Porter, 3 was it Errol Spence Jr., or 4 was it Adrian Broner? This is going to be a tough one here. Which Croatian boxer was suspended for throwing punches at a referee in a 2018 match? Zanabek Alek Maduli, 2 Suleiman Vagnarbayov, 3 Kubrat Pulov, or 4 Philip Lonkar. Croatian boxer suspended for throwing punches at a referee in a 2018. Man, I heard they shot down that freak, or they're changing the law in Texas. They're gonna close all those shops now, FCO. That's gonna suck. That's fucking that's taking a step in the wrong direction. What's the matter with Texas, man? They're doing it all over. Every freaking every issue that comes up, they're shooting it down. They're going back. What was Floyd Mayweather Sr. sent to prison for? Was it 1, pandering, which is pimping, 2, armed robbery, 3, trafficking cocaine, or 4, kidnapping?
I got close.
Floyd Mayweather Sr., what was he sent to prison for? I saw Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s highlight. His match against Sugar Ray Leonard. I was sitting at ringside. at the Rhode Island, at the Providence Civic Center. Cocaine trafficking. It was. I just put that one up there. I was guessing it, man. Pandering, pimping. But you might have figured it. Hey, Justin James, brother. Peace to you, my man. Thanks for stopping by. I'm practically playing with myself over here. FCO, my monster, chased everybody away. He's the trivia king in here. Which boxer was arrested for beating a fan who asked for a photo in 2016? Imagine this shit. 1 was it Victor Ortiz, 2 was it Terrence Crawford, 3 Mikey Garcia, or 4 Danny Garcia. This is like, what the fuck? Who was arrested for beating a fan who asked for a photo? Vicious Victor. See, half of these things I didn't even know. I had to look them up yesterday to get this freaking quiz going. But man, I thought he was a nice guy. Which boxer served a year in jail for contempt of court in a civil lawsuit in 2017? And this was all over. I was watching TMZ at the time. And this was on that. 1 was it Jose Ramirez, 2 Jamel Charlo, 3 Errol Spence Jr., or 4 Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner. Yep, man, like I said, I was watching TMZ in the afternoon. Which boxer was fined and banned for kissing a reporter without consent in 2019? This is another one that was on TMZ. 1 was it Luis Ortiz, 2 was it Kubrat Pulev, 3 was it Andy Ruiz Jr., or 4 was it Alexander Povetkin. This was like in the freaking comedy section, you know? The entertainment. Justin James, thanks for stopping by, my brother. Appreciate it, bro. Peace and love, man. This heavyweight boxer did time for violent sexual assault and deported after his release, thus ruining an extremely promising career. 1 was it Razor Ruddock, 2 was it Kingsley Ebeth, 3 was it Jorge Luis Gonzalez, or 4 was it Ike Iabuchi. Ike, and he wants to come back. He's in his 50s, and he wants to come back and box. And guy's nuts upstairs. If you read some of the shit that he pulled, he's fucking gonzo. And he's found Jesus. Which boxer faced criminal charges after a street brawl with David Haye in 2012? And it was just after he fought David Haye too. 1 was it Tyson Fury, 2 was it Dillian White, 3 was it Derek Chisora, or 4 was it Anthony Joshua. They had a fight in the ring, and then they had a fight in the street. Them Brits, though, man, they are putting on the shows right now. You cannot give them nothing but credit. They're giving us Action Jackson. They're giving us freaking fights that make us go ooh ah. The correct answer in this one is Derek Chisora, FCO, blowing through once again over here. This boxer was convicted of domestic violence in 2001, serving 14 months in prison after assaulting his pregnant wife. 1 was Victor Ortiz, 2 Diego Corrales, 3 Devin Alexander, or 4 Brandon Rios. Man, like I said earlier, these guys have a streak in them. It's tough. You have to control that beast within. And sometimes they can't. And man, the consequences. Assaulting his pregnant wife, Diego Corrales. 14 months in prison. Must have been some assault, bro. Demons. Which boxer was indicted in the 2023 for allegedly involved in a cryptocurrency scam? 1 Manny Pacquiao, 2 Kennedy Golovkin, 3 Floyd Mayweather Jr., or 4 Canelo Alvarez? Which boxer's been fucking around with crypto coins and it was a scam? They say he's broke too now, man, but I don't know how that can be. I don't know, man. Sitting around with all those stacks in front of you, that's not a smart way to invest money or to keep it moving. So Lord knows what happened with Floyd's money. If he's broke now. Manny Pacquiao, no, it was Floyd, according to my research here. Which boxer successfully negotiated a deal to avoid jail time for multiple child support issues? 1 was it Shannon Briggs, 2 was it James Toney, 3 was it Evander Holyfield, or 4 was it Chris Bird? Only one works, FCO. Very smart program here. They recognize the first one you hit, and then they block out all the other ones. In fact, I may use this. I just may drop StreamYard, because StreamYard's like $45 a month, man. Evander the Real Deal Holyfield. Oh yeah, man. You know the old saying was in the freaking boxing world was, you go on a date with Evander Holyfield and you're gonna be his baby mama. So, Evander he was a very, very fertile Christian, Evander was the man, bro. This boxer was arrested for felony gun possession after he was stopped in Los Angeles for tinted windows. 1, Regis Prograis, 2, Jamal Charlo, 3, Gervonta Davis, 4, Deontay Wilder. No, it wasn't Jamal. It was Deontay Wilder. And this made the boxing headlines because this is one of the few things that he did in the whole year. Yeah. I think what's going to happen is the same thing that happened to Sugar Ray Leonard when he went in there with Hector Camacho or even Terry Norris. He's stepping in with a boxer who's active, and 2 women accused this former heavyweight champion of sexually abusing them when they were minors in the 1970s. If you can recall this story not long ago. 1 was Michael Dokes, 2 Leon Spinks, 3 Joe Frazier, 4 George Foreman. Yeah, I think Manny's he's not going to like getting hit. I was reading an article. See, I was thinking of Sugar Ray Leonard, and I was reading an article about Sugar Ray Leonard. He's going to tell him, he's going to say, Manny, It doesn't feel good. No, this was George Foreman. CFCO, the reason you're not getting these is because this is all the gossip stuff that's going on in boxing today. That you got to read Boxing 24, East Side Boxing, all these internet bad left hook. These are all the headlines, and they have to get new headlines every day. So they put in stuff like this. So this is the stuff. See, me, I'm retired. I go and I do a lot of internet research on boxing, the current stuff, because man, you know, I'm like you, man. I know more about the 90s, the 80s, the 70s than I do about the fucking the stuff that's going on now. But anyway, we'll close this one off, this show off here. We'll get down to the last two questions. Sugar Ray Robinson was threatened with criminal charges in 1947 when he killed his opponent. Although they never materialized, who was the opponent? 1, was it Tommy Bell? 2, Jimmy Doyle? 3, was it Gene Fullmer? 4, Carmen Basilio. Gene with a G, rather, man. I guess I must have been a little trying to hurry this contest up. Or maybe I was doing voice recognition towards the end there. I don't remember. But he had a dream about it. It was weird, man. The cops, they wanted to. It was almost like a Twilight Zone kind of a thing. He had a dream that he was going to kill this guy in the fight the next day, and he talked to the priest. He was going to pull out of the fight. And the priest assured him, no, it's just a dream. Jimmy Doyle. And the cops wanted to freaking, they wanted to bust him for murder. Fucking weird. In 2000, he was sentenced to 2 years in prison for multiple charges, including weapons offenses and driving violations. Who was it? 1, was it Tommy Morrison? 2, was it Riddick Bowe? 3, was it Pinklin Thomas? Or 4, was it Oliver McCall? The correct answer is Tommy the Duke Morrison, number 1. Next and last question. This imprisoned boxer was immortalized in a Bob Dylan song. Was it 1, was it Sandy Sadler? 2, was it Reuben Hurricane Carter? 3, was it Jack Dempsey? Or 4, was it Davis Moore? Yep, this was voice recognition, because you can see, man, a couple of things didn't quite understand my smooth debonair chops over here. But the final correct answer,
Reverend Weber back there on the drums, y'all.
Of course, FCO's got this one.
Guitar and vocals.
Yeah, exactly, man. I remember seeing that.
Wilkinson on the guitar. Ben.
Dylan turned 84 and he's on tour too. I hear him on tour. He sounds good.
Dan.
He sounds real good, man. It's mind blowing.
Demino,
I heard him do Garden Party, the Ricky Nelson song, and he even said, the one song I wish I wrote was Garden Party, and he did it, man. It sounded good. I listened to it. I'm getting fucking chills, you know. But yeah, man. Shout out to Bob Dylan on his freaking birthday. But that's not what I want. That's not the one I want. I want to display FCO's. How do I put that leaderboard up there? Resume game. Skip to game end. Let's see if this works. You got that there. And then we did enough of the show where the band did their thing, and now they're on break. So what I'll do is I will go in there and get them up on stage again. With the magic of the internet, get them back on stage again. And SCO, the winner here. What do you got there? 40 out of 50. Reggie Owens was giving me a good tussle there. Blanco was here, man. But see, it's hard for people to stay for the whole thing unless you can keep it real interesting and cooking. But once again, the winner, FCO, a fine boxing scholar in his own right. Duran turned 80. Duran's birthday, unbelievable, man. It's I missed Duran's birthday. I caught Hagler the other day. I miss Roberto turning 84. Wow. Oh, man, well, shout out to every boxer who's having a birthday sometime this year, right? But 84, I remember watching him when he was a lightweight. And Roberto Duran, he was something else, man. He was, we watched some of his fights at 135. He was an uncontrollable, a savage in that ring, man. He was talented. Hey, FCO, I gotta wait for them gummies because did yours melt the ones I sent to you? Because you should have gotten some like last week. Give me that thumbs up if you got them, and if they were melted, put a one in there.
You got something to say?
If they were okay, put an okay in there. Because you got to throw them right in the refrigerator, and I'm not sure if they just like gelled into one block, or if they at least stayed separated. You can put them in the refrigerator and get them, because I sent some to Skywalker, and he told me he got just liquid. I said, well, don't throw it away, man. See if you can dump it in a cup, let it solidify, and cut it into a bunch of pieces. But yeah, man, they're gonna shut them off in your state, man. I've been reading that on the cannabis news. Big news in the cannabis world here. Oh, cool, bro, cool. I thank you for coming in and taking over the contest as you usually do. But we'll try to get some more difficult questions, or maybe we'll just have to move to a different topic or something like that.
Just to hear that girl say, yeah, don't care who you care.
Well, man, digging on George Porter, maybe we'll do that for a little bit. Hey, Goldeye, another one, bro. You gotta send me your freaking address in my email. You never did that, bro. You were a victim in here a few times ago, and you never got your gummies, bro. So you gotta send me your email if you want them. But I ain't gonna beg you for it. But, we just finished the contest. FCO kicked some ass over here. What did you win yours in? Was it a boxing trivia? Or was it a jazz trivia? Or was it a weed trivia? I can't even remember, man. I do different ones, different topics. Professional wrestling trivia we did over here last week. So, I don't even remember what the fuck ones we're doing. I sent away for gummy mix today. Because we ran out, man. My wife eats them. I ate about I make them 3 sizes. The size I send out, that's the edible child size. And then we make the medium strength. I call those the Marvin Hagler, the middleweight Marvin Hagler, the middle grade. And then I got the big ones, man. I call them the Bill Cosby gummies. And I did a Bill Cosby a little while ago. It's kicking in nicely. And that's probably about 6 times the strength of a little one. So you can appreciate that. But anyway, man, These guys in the background are starting to give me some static. But I appreciate all you cats coming in here for this magnificent game that we all played. FCO once again taking the title. And this is Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. And Eyes Gone.